Hey guys, we're going to do a variation for your internal rotation. So if you find the 90-90 internal rotation a little bit difficult to get into, or you're just really tight, you can try this one as a starter, but it's also a really great way to get a different stretch on the capsule, on the outside of your hip. So we're going to start by lying on our back, and we're going to be doing a pails and rails like we normally do, where we have a long stretch, then we do 2 contractions, okay? So I'm gonna lie down. I'm lying flat on my back here. I'm gonna do my right leg, and I'm going to have that leg here, and I'm gonna be rotating inwards. So we're trying to keep our butt onto the ground, and we're rotating that hip inwards. We want to actively, slowly, controlled rotate the hip towards the ground, keeping the butt on the ground. Once we find our end range, where you may feel a stretch through the buttock on the outside through here, we're going to pop the other leg on top. And the good thing about this one is we try and lay flat with our spine, and we're just going to hold this nice stretch. So my left leg is pulling my hip a little bit further so I can feel it through my bum and the outside of this hip. And the goal is to get that stretch through this outside of the hip. We're going to hold this for 2 full minutes. Tissue doesn't let go till 2 minutes, so I want you to hold that nice stretch for 2 minutes, keeping your back and your shoulders flat on the ground. After 2 minutes, we're going to then do our 2 contractions. The first contraction is my right leg, the one I'm working on, is going to be actively pushing out, and my left leg is going to resist that. So I'm going to start ramping up, so my right leg's pushing out, I'm feeling the stretch contraction from the outside of my hip here. And then I'm going to keep ramping up 40, 60, until I can get to my greatest effort where my other leg is pushing down, but I'm staying at end range. So the key with this stretch is always we stay at the end range, so we're working that new end range. We hold this for 10 or 15 seconds at our maximum contraction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to my rails, or my contraction of the shortened tissue. So I'm going to actively pull away from the leg. So this leg should be able to lift off, but this stays here, and it's actively, my right leg is actively reaching towards the ground, going more internally, and we're still feeling that stretch on the outside. You can lay this down, but make sure that right leg is active. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the butt back. Let the hip relax and try and find your new stretch. Holding there. Again, second rep we hold for about a minute because you've already stretched this tissue for 2 minutes. So we do a 2-minute stretch, contract up, contract down, staying at end range. Second time, 1-minute stretch. Then we're going to contract up, contract down, find the new range again. And you repeat that sequence for up to 3 to 5 times, working on that internal rotation, slowly getting a little bit more each time. That's your pails and rails for a supine or lying on your back internal rotation.